What was going on TV in 1989? Let's find out. This is November of 89. We got Courtney Cox on the cover. I think she was already kind of a star on Family Ties, so this wouldn't be completely out of the blue here. She's hanging out with Barry Bostwick. Got Mick Jagger, got Willard Scott. Yeah, there she is again. Looks like Bostwick's got his shirt off. How popular is Judith Krantz? Wow. Guess she made a bundle in the 80s with the romance novels. Manga Smokes. Good smoke, great price. There she is again. She's flying high until we meet again. She's looking pretty young right there. So again, this is 1989, close to Thanksgiving. Tabloid clones invade TV. Wow. Yes, we remember that. Getting to school was so romantic. It's like John Cryer might be on a show. I'm fairly perplexed by that guy's career, or why he had one, but that's just me. Man, we thought these guys were ancient back in the 80s. Little did we know. This is pretty funny. You connect the dots. You guys remember Connect the Dots? Kids in the Hall. Those kids in the hall don't look like kids to me. Was this like a Canadian thing? If so, that explains a lot. Look at this gal. Super Slims from Virginia Slims. That's a fun ad. Oh, and they're showing the comparisons here. It's a pretty realistic looking toupee he's got there, isn't it? Ah, look at this. I always get her mixed up. I think that's Connie Selica. Yeah. I sometimes get her mixed up with the girl from Hill Street Blues, and I know Veronica Hamill, so I didn't want to say the wrong name. We got a lot of cigarette ads so far. That's what we were doing in the 90s. I mean the 80s. Yeah, Connie Selica back in the early 80s was in some show that was like 3 stewardesses, like airline stewardesses. Alright, let's get through these articles. There's Sam, what's her name? There's Sam and Sam. What are they talking about? Alyssa Milano. She's a tired teen. She got into college. That's fun. There's Joan Van Ark, right? Yeah. With a super 80s looking haircut. There's the Juice. Oh, check it out. The guy from Seinfeld is playing Mark Twain, I guess. Was his name Jay Peterman? All right, what was the top rentals in '89? Rain Man was at the top. Beaches, The Naked Gun, The Burbs, Bill and Ted, Tequila Sunrise, Fletch Lives, Skin Deep, Working Girl, Her Alibi. Pretty much great movies right there, all 10 of them. Cheers to Pee-wee's Playhouse, the one truly innovative alternative. Cheers to the California Raisins. Why are they jeersing them? Oh, they said we had our fill. Nah, man. They were a sensation. Who's this gal? Maybe we'll see this in this issue here. Jack Scalia. LA Law. Jill Eikenberry. Maybe this is Serena Gordon in that thing. I vaguely remember this. Some movie called Everybody's All-American with Jessica Lange and Dennis Quaid. It's a fun ad for soap opera. They don't do a lot of those in these TV guides. It's usually the primetime stuff. Saturday morning in the late part of '89, so we're on the cusp of a new decade here. And we were watching Dink the Little Dinosaur. Muppet Babies was still on. Looks like Gummy Bears might still been on. I wonder how many seasons Gummy Bears ran. Pee-wee's Playhouse, I already talked about that. California Raisins, maybe that's why they're sick of them, because they got their own cartoon and everything. Something called Bradshaw On. I hope that's not Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, I don't know the whole chronology because it used to be called Alvin and the Chipmunks, and then I notice in some of these it's just called Chipmunks. And I wonder if they like rebranded in the late 80s or what the story is there. I may never know. Saved by the Bell. This must have been one of the early years in '89. Some cartoon called Rude Dog and the Dweebs. That's a great name. Never heard of that. Here's Notre Dame playing Penn State. That would have been a pretty big game, I think. All right, this is prime time, Saturday night, November of 1989. 227, Amen, Golden Girls, Empty Nest, Hunter, still on. Paradise, Tour of Duty is coming on Saturday nights. Mills Brothers Story. And it looks like Fox is showing Star Trek Next Gen and Cops. The Enterprise hosts a delegation that's negotiating for the rights to the wormhole. Troy becomes romantically involved with one of the delegates. Check out these ads. So now we know what Paradise is. Lee Horsley. Maybe it was a Western? I'm not sure. I just remember him from Matt Houston. Oh, Carl Weathers is on Tour of Duty. I don't think I remember that. That's awesome. BL Striker. Guess this was a show? Looks like Kojak's on it. Looks like Jacqueline Smith is on it. Burt Reynolds is a private eye. Commit a crime and he'll be all over your case. Oh, it's a Saturday mystery. Each week a different sleuth. So it looks like other weeks you might get Jacqueline Smith or Telly Savalas. This week you're getting Burt Reynolds. That's fun. They're trying some different stuff out. All right. Hunter, the conclusion. Walmart, wow. Yeah, I know Walmart kind of became a big thing in the 90s. We know these movies, they're still around. Except Willow. Not a lot of people talk about Willow. All right, this is a late Saturday night. Late Night America with Dennis Hoey. Saturday Night Live with Woody Harrelson and David Byrne. Some 60-minute thing called War of the Worlds. Wonder if it was like a series, because it's only 60 minutes. Just checking for any music stuff on late Saturday nights. You guys remember that Drew Barrymore movie Firestarter? It's got some pretty gnarly special effects in it with the fire. Not sure how they did it, because it was all practical effects. Yeah, they got something called Smash Hits, but they don't really, they just say they're profiling the Bee Gees. So that maybe that's all the music they're showing on that. Some movie from '76 called Eat My Dust with Ron Howard and a whole lot of guys. Ron Howard said, "No females in my movie, please." Sunday night, 1989, Disney. Friday the 13th, Sister Kate, My Two Dads. Lots of movies. Superboy, I vaguely remember that. Lassie, Mama's Family, Charles in Charge, At the Movies. Married with Children is coming on Sunday nights, and something called Open House, Tracy Ullman and Gary Shandling. And then Star Trek next, or original Star Trek, I guess. We'll look, maybe we'll try to see what, I don't know, maybe we'll try to see what's on At the Movies at 9:30. Parent Trap Hawaii Honeymoon with Barry Bostwick and a bunch of gals. Haley Mills is in it. Maybe that's her grown up. So this is the Disney thing coming on Sunday night. Yeah, it doesn't say who the other people are. They all got the 80s hairspray going on. It's just the way it was. Delphine is heating up the silver screen. Got a movie from 1960 called The Lost World. All right, let's see. Magical World at Disney. Jane Meadows, Sasha Mitchell. Yeah, I don't know. Life Goes On. I like that show. Corky's running for class president. Yeah, we were watching that in my household. Life Goes On. Murder, She Wrote, Fright at the Opera. I wonder how many seasons that ran. It ran pretty well into the 90s, I think. Oh, that's a cool ad right there. 4-part miniseries. And Latino Session with Ruben Blades. Huh, look at this. This is kind of nice. Got a checklist of the stuff coming on. Sunday through, yeah. Interesting. All right, here's that mini-series. Oh, that's our girl. God, what's her name? She was in Ferris Bueller. She's awesome. Mia Sara. Yeah, we love Mia Sara. Come on now. Till We Meet Again. Yeah, so I wasn't watching like romance novel type stuff, but this got a bunch of people in it. Bruce Bochleitner, Courtney Cox, Barry Bostwick, Mia Sara, the dude from The Nanny, looking like a total tool right there. Lucy Guthridge. Lots of romance, I guess. And Mia Sara's got to hug up on this tool guy. We were going to look at the movies, though. Yeah, Mia Sara should have been a way bigger star than she was. She was in that Legend movie, remember? Perry Mason's got Deidre Hall, Pernell Roberts, Sherry Belafonte, and then this is a fun ad for this movie. You guys remember this 80s movie, right? You can go back and watch that. It's probably like a fun romp. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Because I remember one where she got kidnapped. It was called something else. There's that open house show. Of course, we know Married with Children. George Carlin's in that Bette Midler movie. Probably just a bit part. Mia Sara, she's playing Delphine. 9:30 at the movies. They're gonna review Steel Magnolias, and that's all they say. I'm sure they usually review like 3 or 4 movies. I don't know why they don't list them all there. Here's that War of the Worlds again. Might be worth looking up if it's like a long series. Sci-fi. Where are my Mia Sara people at? So this was the new Star Trek, right? No, that's the original Enterprise. But maybe they're taking advantage of the fact that the next gen is out and people are interested again. 4 monthly installments of $39. Got some coming on called Bozo on Monday morning. It says it's for children. Look how young Joan Rivers looks right there. Bugs Bunny, Yogi Bear, Maxie's World cartoon, Denver the Last Dinosaur, The Real Ghostbusters. The Revengers, that's a great name. I think it's a Western. Yeah. Great name though. All right, Monday night in '89. We got Alf, Hogan Family. We watched that too. Major Dad, Famous Teddy Z, Murphy Brown, Designing Women, Newhart, Doctor. And then a movie. 21 Jump Street, Alien Nation. Plenty to choose from with like 5 channels. Look at this. Faces of the 90s. You guys know who that is. I don't have to say her name. Sultry Christina Applegate. Was she old enough to be called that? And other ingenues are out to replace the sexy ladies of the 80s. So I guess this PM magazine does like, probably like Entertainment Tonight type show. Yeah, Major Dad. Definitely watched that a few times. I never watched the Teddy Z thing here. Alf's anniversary party is broken up by Dorothy. I guess that's the mom. Who was broken up with Whizzer. Oh, maybe Dorothy's the older sister. Who's broken up over the separation. Some channels showing The Breakfast Club with commercials. What's Connie Selica doing right here? What's she got on? 21 Jump Street, there's a great snapshot, late 80s. Who was your favorite cast member on 21 Jump Street? Mine was Holly Robinson. Just before midnight, she shot her husband. If only she could relive the year. Uh-oh. So that sounds kind of fun. So she's probably going to relive the year. Try to change history or something. Looks like she's a lefty, huh? She just shoots you with a left hand. You won't see it coming. Murphy Brown, Designing Women. Here's that Dr. Doctor. It looks pretty terrible. Maybe we'll try to see who's in it. Turn Black the Clock, Connie Selica. Don't recognize any of the other names. Gloria Estefan looking fabulous right there. Not sure when the Dr. Doctor comes on, because this is like Illinois time zone. Why do you people have different time zones? Just kidding. Dr. Beau Gravette. Yeah, maybe that's why nobody's ever heard of this. Robert Culp. Maureen Muller. All right. Pat Sajak, this is when he had that talk show. Karen Black. I wonder if that's the R&B singer. No, that's Karen White. Sorry. Got my colors mixed up. Night Heat crime drama. That sounds fun. So Arsenio Hall was on in '89, I guess. Got Malcolm Jamal Warner coming on. Here's that department store. One of my commenters told me about this in the Midwest. Some store called The Hills. Shout out to my commenters. This is Tuesday, 1989. Little House. The Ingalls and Olsen family spend a day at the fair. That's all you need, man. I'd watch that for an hour. Alright, Tuesday night. Matlock. In the Heat of the Night. Something called Midnight Caller. Another movie. Is that it? Oh, a couple movies. Yes, that might be. Oh, no, we got Who's the Boss, Wonder Years, Roseanne, Coach, 30-something. Wow, Tuesday was a big night in '89. Yeah, we would have been watching Who's the Boss, Wonder Years for sure. We kind of liked Roseanne. We didn't like 30. We didn't watch 30-something, but that was an intriguing show. All right, we'll try to see what Midnight Caller is. Check out Madonna, looking fabulous right there. Who owns Madonna? I think Sean Penn owned her at that time. Oh, that was probably a fake wedding. Mia Sara again. Till we meet again. Is that Hugh Grant? Jeez. Got the Tool from The Nanny and Hugh Grant. It's too many Englishmen in one movie, in my opinion. Let's check out some of these 80s gadgets. They don't look too out of date. That looks kind of funny. This is a popcorn maker. Got a toaster oven that hangs from the counter. All right. Okay, this was... Are we killing Yosemite? Yes, we are. Here's a snapshot of the NBA at that time. Olajuwon became a big star in the later the 90s, but Pat Ewing was definitely the 80s guy in early 90s. Who's the boss? Angela reverts back to her high school days when she embellishes her relationship with Tony to impress the cool crowd. Yeah, there's a great ad right there. Both of these ads are great. Remember her? Coach's daughter? I do. I was about 16. I remember her. I remember Mia Sarah. All right, we'll look for that thing at 9 o'clock. Midnight Caller. Jack. Some guy named Gary Cole. Child abuse case. Yeah, I wonder what it was about. Wendy Wilburn. Don't recognize any of the names. 30-something. Did you guys like 30-something? Got a great theme song. One of the great theme songs. There's so many great ones, though, from the 70s and 80s. Alan Alda's in some movie called The Glass House, about a hard-hitting movie about prison life. Yeah, I guess that could be good, though, because it says its effect on one sensitive first offender. Filmed at Utah State Prison. I've asked this before on my channel. You guys haven't answered me. Is Utah really a state? I'm putting a huge question mark right there. Wednesday night. Night course coming on Wednesday night. My Two Dads. Quantum Leap. Garfield Bugs Bunny. Hopefully we'll see some ads for that. Circus of the Stars. Yeah, they had a bunch of crazy fun stuff to watch in the 80s. Growing Pains, Head of the Class, Doogie Howser, Anything Beloved, China Beach. I've sung the praises of Dana Delaney so many times, you guys are probably tired of hearing it. But she's a gal that could carry a show, and she did. Because, come on, who else do you remember from China Beach? You probably remember, like, Mari Helgenberg, but everybody remembers Dana Delaney. Do we remember the guys? So Garfield's got a Thanksgiving special. That's fun. This would have been November 22nd, so this might have been... Yeah, it might have been the day before Thanksgiving, I guess, in 89. And here's Bugs Bunny's Thanksgiving diet. Wonder if that's on YouTube somewhere. Oh boy, that guy. Yeah, here we go. Circus of the Stars. I'll try to see who else is competing. Well, it tells us here. So these were kind of like the Battle of the Network stars, like somewhat embarrassing. They make these stars, you know, do the trapeze and stuff. So we got not a lot of big names. Karen Black, Ben Vereen, Alex Trebek's doing it, Deidre Hall, Lynn Redgrave. Pretty crazy stuff. The Joe Isuzu guy. That's a good snapshot of the 80s. We got Joe Isuzu doing a Circus of the Stars. On Doogie Howser, Doogie and Wanda are pressured by their peers to have sex, but planning for the occasion brings on more headaches than either had imagined. So I'll look for for something else. I think I was mainly going to look for this. China Beach. So McMurphy, Dana Delaney was named McMurphy on that show. Some Chuck Norris movie called A Force of One. That sounds kind of awesome. That's a great title anyway. Alright, we're getting into Thursday. Okay, this must have been Thanksgiving Day. So we got a parade with some decent stars. We got our girl Corky from Murphy Brown. We got some gal from Falcon Crest. We got Joe Penny. Looks like they got an Alf float. Oh no, Alf's co-hosting. That would be fun because you know he'd be cracking jokes. Thanksgiving parade co-hosted by Alf. Alright, Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, Cosby, Different World, Cheers, Dear John, LA Law. I like that Dear John show. Peanuts. Superman 2. I don't see much else on. Maybe this Mission Impossible, Young Riders. Romance in the Stone. Those are fun movies, in my opinion. Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving. A Day of Thanks on Walton's Mountain. That sounds good. From 1982, a Walton's Thanksgiving special. That sounds fun. Superman 2. You guys like this movie, right? General Zod. One of the best superhero movies. None of those new ones are any good. Remember when he goes in the truck stop and he loses his powers and he gets beat up by that trucker? Come on, you guys remember that. So I saw it in theater, so it kind of stuck in my brain. Alright. Yeah, it looks like Different World's got a Thanksgiving episode going on. Dear John, John savors the prospect of revenge when he catches his ex-boyfriend. What? Necking with another woman? I think they wrote that wrong because he had gotten broke up with his wife, so maybe he catches her with some guy or something. Death by witchcraft. Death by a thing that doesn't exist. That'd be pretty bad. Some movie from 1940 called Anne of the Winding Poplars. Any Anne of the Winding Poplars fans out there? I got a Snoopy cartoon coming on 9 a.m. on Friday, I guess. Day after Thanksgiving. Friday night, 1989, Baywatch is coming on. Hardball, Mancuso FBI, Ice Stars Hollywood Review, Grammy Living Legends. It's like some specials coming on Friday night. Full House, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers, Just the 10 of Us. Yeah, I think Friday became a big night when all those shows came on. Here's the Ice Stars review. Not sure what they're doing here. Yeah, I don't recognize those names. Because what, Debbie Thomas was the big Ice Skater in 1988, I think. All right, here's the Grammy Living Legends. Let's see who they got. We got Willie Nelson, Smokey, Gene Autry, Michael Bolton, for gosh sakes. Michael Bolton and Kenny G. I mean, that was like a precursor to how terrible the 90s were going to be. Emmylou Harris, Katie Lang. Sounds kind of weird. It's not really the Grammys. It's just like a special with not a lot of super popular artists for '89. I guess if you want to watch some Gene Autry and some Michael Bolton, you could turn in. Check this out. This is a movie from '85 called Baby: Secret of the Lost Legend with William Catt and Sean Young. I mean, come on, we all love Sean Young, especially from '85. Couple vacationing in Africa attempts to reunite a lost brontosaurus with its mother. Okay, I didn't know that we had brontosauruses living in Africa, so that's news to me. And I'm not misreading that. It says brontosaurus. But I tune in to see Sean Young kicking it in Africa with a baby brontosaurus for some reason. I mean, might be like a fever dream, but it sounds interesting. Let's see if there's any Friday Night Video type things coming on. Arsenio's got Sylvester Stallone and De La Soul. That's a great snapshot of the 80s. Some fun sounding movies here, but I don't see any musical stuff. Here we go, Friday Night Videos, 6th anniversary special. Paula Abdul. I mean, this is going to be a murderer's row because the 80s had the best music. Paula Abdul, Michael J. Fox, Madonna, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rolling Stones, Bobby Brown, Babyface, Tracy Chapman. Man, how good is that? That's peak right there. It's all downhill from there. All right, here's the pay TV movies on in November of '89. Barfly with Mickey Rourke. Pretty weird movie in retrospect. The Accused with Kelly McGillis and pretty sure Jodie Foster was in that, wasn't she? Yeah, Jodie Foster. They didn't mention her here. Beetlejuice. Saw that in theaters. It was fun. Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Got a Care Bears movie. Yeah, you guys remember this movie? It was called Casual Sex with Victoria Jackson from Saturday Night Live and Leah Thompson. Yeah, it was kind of weird. You guys tell me in the comments, what was that movie with the girl from The Bangles? Susanna Hoffs. She had her own little movie around this time. What was that movie? I don't remember. That's what I'm asking. I mean, we'd watch Susanna Hoffs, wouldn't we? Cocktail. I sad to admit I love that movie. I even had the soundtrack and everything. Probably one of the corniest movies ever. But it had Elizabeth Shue in it, didn't it? Hamburger Hill, I remember that. Here Come the Littles. French, 1985. So maybe the Littles are French, huh? Popular mouse-like creatures accidentally trapped in a suitcase of a boy. 75-minute little movie. Here Come the Littles. guess they were made in France. I mean, France has produced a couple things, you know? Just a couple. They produced Joan of Arc, and they produced The Littles. That's about the end of the list. Life and Times of Grizzly Adams. Johnny Be Good, I remember that. That was when Anthony Michael Hall was like deciding to be a tough guy. I fell for it. I was like, wow, he's pretty tough. But hey, it was the 80s. You know, we had to see the latest Anthony Michael Hall movie, all the Brat Pack movies. What's you guys' favorite Brat Pack movie? Mine's probably St. Elmo's. I don't think you can get better than that. Although, obviously, Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller, can't argue with those. Places in the Heart, who was in that? Was that, yeah, Sally Field. Not a great movie, but it's got a good, got a heart to it. Rad, I think that was about like BMX biking. That's very 80s right there. Yeah. A bike race. Talia Shire's in that. That's pretty hilarious. Keanu's in some movie called The Prince of Pennsylvania with like a crazy looking haircut. Let's see what that's about. From 1988, strong language, eccentric character study of a rebellious teen. That might be decent. Coming of age in a mining town. With Fred Ward, oh, all right, that sounds good then. I totally changed my tune because Fred Ward's awesome. And, you know, he's in a mining town, so it's probably working class. I might have to look that one up. Prince of Pennsylvania with Keanu. I go through these for you guys. I go through them for myself because I'm always discovering stuff. All right, here is the crossword from late 1989. Cheerleading word, probably raw. One more cigarette ad, or I shouldn't say one more because we might have, they fooled me. All right, folks, this was November of 1989. Thanks for watching and see you around.